Hey everyone, it's Ashley, your independent Scentsy consultant. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to Fragrance Friday. You have no idea what day this is gonna go up. Likely not on a Friday. Home Fragrance Roundup, not the weekly Home Fragrance Roundup because I haven't filmed this in probably like 3 weeks. My bad. I meant to do this before we went on vacation, which was like mid-December. So if that tells you anything, it's pretty bad. So I have a ton here. Let's go. So first, I'm going to start with Scentsy. I'm going to try and leave timestamps like I normally do in the description. If you're only interested in certain brands, check that out. Let's start with Scentsy Non-Wax. So I have a fragrance flower in Joy and Wonder. This is bone dry. Like even the little rope is like completely dried up. I can even like touch it. It's so dry. This, I feel like I have not had going for that long. I talked about this recently, but I had this in the work bathroom and it went so fast. It was like a decent level before I left on vacation. When I came back, I was like, oh my gosh, it's like completely dry, completely. So the next day I replaced it with Vanilla Bean Buttercream Fragrance Flower. And this is so strong. I had it going and I probably put it in like the oil, the flower into the oil at maybe like 8:30 a.m. And then I kept it at my desk because I was like, I'm just gonna wait for it to like kind of start to do its thing before I officially replace it. And so by like 10-ish, I could like start to smell it at my desk. And I was like, okay, it's happening pretty fast here. So then I put it in the bathroom around like 10. Oh my gosh, it was so strong. It's died down a little bit since then, but I even asked one of my coworkers, I was like, is that too much? Like, tell me, I won't be offended. I'll just change it. And they were like, no, it's fine. It's a lot, but it's fine. It's died down since then. So I was nervous to start with there. I was like, this is like almost choking me out of the bathroom. And it's Vanilla Bean. I thought that would be the weakest one for some reason, but it was so strong. So we'll see how long that one lasts, but like this one went so quick. So I don't know. I don't know if it's just like the heat being on in there or what. I'm not entirely positive. Let's continue. So we went through Scentsy soap. We use this up and then it's cut like this because we finished off the bag making some samples with it. So there is that. I'm gonna try and like move some stuff. I had stuff spread everywhere here. It's crazy. Okay. And then we also finished up the Autumn Road Trip dish soap. I liked this. We used it kind of like well into December, so I was kind of just like over it at the end, but it was nice. Fire. Not my favorite scent. Finished up a red pear and pomegranate room spray. I got this in my scent of the month kit. It's not my favorite scent. I liked it a little bit better in the room spray just because it wasn't like totally in my face constantly. I brought this to work and I think Patricia Gates is the one who originally kind of gave me this idea. I just spray it into the trash can, like onto, like usually, you know, we like dry our hands with the bathroom towels and like toss it in the trash. I just sprayed on top of those so it doesn't like leave any residue on the ground. Because these can be somewhat, if you don't shake them, and if it's not like carpet or something, if it's like any type of surface that could get slippery, they can tend to like leave oils and stuff. So I just spray it right in the trash, a couple sprays, it fragrances the whole bathroom, you know, if you need to be doing that. So I personally really like it that way. And I just feel like certain scents smell better when I use them at work. I don't know if that's just, it is in my head, maybe. But I enjoyed this one there and I'm glad I finished it up because I wasn't like a super fan of it. They stopped putting room sprays in the scent of the month kit, which I'm like, thank goodness, because they take me so long to use up. But some stuff I actually like in room spray, so I'm kind of like here and there with it, but also in the long run, it's probably a good thing because like one coming every single month plus if they include one in the whiff box, is like a lot. It's a lot of accumulation. I have one oil in here. I think I put this in here because I was like, I should talk about it, but I used some of the other oils that I definitely didn't put in here. So I have Under the Mistletoe, which I did one day. This is from the Holiday Oil 3-pack, which I'm guessing is no longer available now that the holiday collection isn't available, even though this came out super late. So this, if it's not available right now and it didn't sell out, there's a good chance this winds up in the clearance section. Just saying. This one, it smells like a little bit astringent in the bottle, but it was like a very nice tree and vanilla mixture. I think I probably did it with icicles and evergreen. It was really nice. I was very surprised by it. I will continue to like use it up. I was a little bit nervous at first it was going to be all tree, but I've actually been like not super offended by the tree scents. And then I think I used the gingerbread one, which is like gingerbread and orange, I want to say. That one's a little bit like not my favorite. It's definitely like a bakery with orange, which isn't necessarily my favorite thing. So I need to test it a little bit more, but I didn't like love it when I did it at first. So FYI. Okay, let's talk about some pods, because I literally have this many pod containers in this, this many. Part of the reason is because we cleaned out my office and I had a bunch of these just stacked up, and Corey was basically like, put these in your bin, get rid of them. So I don't have this many pods going. I have a lot of pods going, but it's not exactly this many. So I have Cranberry Pumpkin Spice, which is actually in this container because I replaced it with something. I do have Toasted Acorn and Oat going in the master bathroom. Orchard Apple and Spice. I'm not sure if this one is actually going somewhere or not. I think I have a backup of that one. I'm not. I'll talk about these when they're officially empty for sure. Just Breathe I have in the master bedroom. First Day of Fall is somewhere in the mix. Apples and Cinnamon Sticks I have in my air purifier in the open concept. And then I took out Cranberry Pumpkin Spice and I replaced it with Christmas Cottage. So, Cranberry Pumpkin Spice, I had it going a long time. It was really good. It kind of, I really like this. I definitely have a backup, if not two backups. It started kind of like very, like the scent in the wax to start out with, but I had it going so long, it was kind of getting to the point where it was like only the bakery aspect left in the pod. It was just like dragging on and on and on and on. Like it totally smelled different at the end, just because I feel like I had it going for so long. But it was really nice. So I had these, they died in the master bath. That's kind of where my scents end. So I really liked it. But it was funny how it changed over time. I would say these were like a light to medium. They weren't like powerhouses, but they were okay. I currently have Christmas Cottage going. I'll update once it gets to the end of its cycle, but for the start of its cycle so far, it's doing really strong, but I don't love the scent. I think the scent is like something wintry. Gosh, I don't have a catalog here, do I? It's like something wintry with like a distinct orange note, and I just don't love that. It's like some, oh my gosh, what is it? I don't believe it's a tree scent, but it's some kind of like berry or something with a distinct orange. And the orange is like not hot on my radar. It's got like some somewhat spices in there, but the orange is actually what's throwing me off. So I'll update you on how it goes. It's strong right now. And I think part of the reason it might be a little strong is because I'm not like totally in love with the scent. But yeah, it's not like not my fave. And I did it actually with the wax, which is in my wax pile, which I'll get to because my wax pile is really big. Okay, let's talk about a brick I worked on at work, which I literally think I worked on like one little fourth of a cube. Is that even considered working on? I think I just took this during the, yeah, look at this measly progress. Really good scent though. I took this during the week of Christmas because there was like little to zero people in the office. Those were kind of some of the days that I wasn't like feeling the best with my sinus situation, so I didn't smell this very well. Maybe if I think people are going on vacation again, I'll take this back. I don't even know if I said, but it's Walnut Raisin Muffin. I love this one. I have it in my club. It's one of my favorites. I love it, but I feel like it does it even better at my work. So I love taking it to work, but I feel like it's definitely, to me, like on the walnut raisin part, the muffin's kind of in the background. So I just like try to be careful with when I use it, if that makes sense, but it's really good. Probably one of my most complimented scents I've used in the workplace. But still, I get a little bit nervous about using it just because I feel like it's a little bit much. Okay, let's talk about this stack, which is like the scent of the month and then some unempties, and then we'll get into the whole empties situation. So I want to talk about the scent of the month, Sun Ripened Berry. I want to keep saying Sun Ripened Raspberry, and I don't know, was that like a scent from somewhere else or something? Because that's just in my head. I really like this. It's been in here so long, I melted the tester cup and a bar. I've done both. It's really good. It's definitely a little bit early for me to do this, I guess. It's somewhat of a like New Year's. It's got like a slight effervescence, like a little bit of champagne, like a little, just little tip of the jar there. It's like a splash. It's not a lot. It's almost undetectable. I just feel like it gives it a little bit something extra. So it makes it a little bit New Year's for me because of that. Otherwise, it's maybe like a mid-spring type of scent, or like maybe early spring. You really are itching to get into those scents. For me, January, it being like 2 degrees as a high here, it's not exactly what I want to reach for. But also I've been kind of itching like, oh, I really want to do like a spring type of scent. I just have been in the mode for that. So I could see like maybe reaching for it, especially if you're like really tired of the heavy like winter type scents. But it seemed a little bit early for me. I really like the warmer of the month. That is 10%. Most of these items I'm going to talk about, if they're available, will also be 10% off because we are in transition month. And I'll be talking about that in another video, but I really needed to get through this stack first. So apologies for being everywhere. Okay, I want to talk about this mixture in case some of you didn't watch my video I did on this. I did this mixture of these 3 scents from Scentsy as a dupe for the Bath & Body Works Welcome Home candle, and I love it. So I feel bad. One of the parts is Cookies for Santa, which is no longer available. So I did 1 cube of this, 1 cube of cinnamon buttercream, which I adore, on the discontinued list. Pick it up while you can or put it in your club. And also apple butter frosting, also on the discontinued list, or put it in your club. Buy it now or put it in your club. These together is amazing. It's so good. It's so strong. 3 cubes, 1 warmer, all mixed together. Smells just like the candle. It's very, very good. So I've had this setting aside because I've wanted to talk to you guys about it. But now that I've officially pulled these out of the basket, I think I'm going to put that through my open concept one day, because I only tested it here in my office just to get a good feel for it. And then I set it aside to talk to you guys about. But now it's time to do it in my office. And someone did tag me in a post saying that there may potentially be the single wick available of Welcome Home. I couldn't find the 3 wick, so I figured it wasn't available. But if you have these 3 scents, check it out. And I guess you could just mix cinnamon buttercream and apple butter frosting, but I wanted that brown sugar note, which Cookies for Santa gave me. So it helped just replicate it a little bit more. Okay, let's continue. Wassel Wonderland, very, very good. No longer available, but I love it. I did this on Christmas. Birthday wishes. I love this. I mixed this with icicles and evergreen. It's so good. Can't go wrong with a birthday cake scent. I love it. Jade and Jasmine, no longer available, but I need to get through my bars of this. I love it. I'll get over it. I have 1 bar left, but it's no longer available, and I just wish I had a little bit more, but it's fine. Have 1 bar left. I'll be okay. Okay, let's talk tree scents, because I have like 4 in a row. So first we have Mighty Pine. I don't know if you guys remember when I put this on my Instagram story that I did this, but it was probably like December 12th. Like, that's how long it's been since I've done one of these videos. This smells so much more tree in the clam than it did. Once I got it in my open concept, I was like, this is so nice. Why was I so scared of it? I have found truly this year, tree scents are not as scary as they seem. They seem so strong in the clam, but they're really beautiful once you get them going in your open concept. I don't know that I would be brave enough to like put them in my room here in my office and like close the door. Like, I'm not gonna put 4 cubes in this office and close the door. I can put a whole bar through my open concept and it's fine, just because it's like very open, lots of airflow. Here, I would maybe be a little bit nervous. In my open concept though, definitely try them out. It's fine, like it's not as scary as it seems. Icicles and evergreen, I like this. This is a tree scent with like a sweet vanilla sugar type of scent. It's good, however, if I had to pick between the 2 scent of the month tree scents, I think that I would choose December scent of the month, which is Black Forest Pine. This is just a little bit more cologne-y in a way, which I think makes it a little bit more realistic, and not as heavy on the tree. Like, it's kind of similar to a scent I'll talk about in a bit, that I also have melted, but it's actually really good. It's very nice. I have plenty of it, so I didn't put it in my club because I have plenty bars. One that I really actually liked was Disney Season of Magic. This is somewhat of a tree scent mixed with plenty of other things. It has kind of like, I want to say almost a floral. That might sound crazy, but something that's almost giving it a little bit of a hint of like a perfume or like a body care, oh my gosh, body care-esque type of vibe along with the tree. I liked it. I didn't like it enough to put it in my club because like, I don't want to put a ton of like tree specific scents in my club just because I don't know when I'll melt those besides like December 10th through the 25th. But yeah, I don't know. I could see them bringing that back out for Christmas. Again, not a guarantee, but I could see it. So it's gonna be a long video, so I need to drink my smoothie. Okay, let's continue. Apples and cinnamon sticks, absolutely love this. Going in the club on the discontinued list. Cedar Cider, most of these are gonna be on the discontinued list. So just check out, if you go to my website, you can go to the specials tab and go to Last Chance. It'll show you everything that's going away. Get it while you can. Cedar Cider. I tried this for the first time this year. I really actually liked it. It kind of reminds me of Halloween Town. So if you are interested in Halloween Town, but you missed out on this scent, give this a try. They're very, very similar. I think I like Halloween Town better. I liked that one, but not enough like club worthy. Autumn Hearth. My mom loves this one. It was good. I just didn't love it. It's a little bit too spice heavy. I know she mixes this with sugar cookie when she likes it, but once it's like a little bit past, you know, like now, and she's like, I don't want as heavy of a spice, but I still want that like warm, cozy, spicy feeling in my home. She's like, I mix a cube of that and a cube of sugar cookie together. And she's like, it just makes it perfect. So yeah, shout out to my mom. Perfect Peppermint. So good. So good. I love it. I did this on a day I was feeling like, you know, last week when I was feeling a little blah, I just put that in because I was like, I need some peppermint up in here. It was lovely. So highly recommend. Perfect peppermint. Spiced Ember Glow. This one, she's spicy. She's stained the clam, as you can tell. This one, a lot of people said it was like so smoky. They had to shut it off. Like it smelled like something was burning down. I don't get that from this. I get a nice like berry with a hint of that like marshmallow fireside, like smoky type of note. Not like, oh my gosh, I think something's burning. It's just like a nice extra touch. I don't feel like, I don't know. And I did it through my opening concept and I didn't feel like it was overly strong. Like that one to me just isn't like blowing me away for some reason. I like it, but it's not like, oh my gosh, I'm choking, the warmers are too much. Like it's just a very nice room filling scent. So, I don't know that I love it enough to put it in my club, but it was nice. And it was a different take on that type of like smoky scent. I liked it. Christmas Cottage. This is the one that I also did with the pods. Not my favorite. It's so orangey. And like Wassel Wonderland has an orange in it, but I like that. This has the orange that I like, am not here for. It's kind of like a spiced orange type of scent. Not my thing. Not my thing. No. I give it a chance because I had never tried it and I'm trying to like, you know, get familiar with all the things. No, not happening. Ursula, Poor Unfortunate Souls. Finish this one off in the bedroom. No. That one I had half the clam. I knew I wasn't a fan, but I was like, put it in. I have to finish it. I did not like it. Broken Clam here, Jeweled Pomegranate. This one is kind of like body care-esque for me. I can totally see why they brought it out in the body care line. It's fine. I just think it would do better in body care. I just don't want my house to smell like this, knowing that I like think of body care. I don't know if that made any sense. It's nice. It's just not what I want my home to smell like. Decent performer though. Like it does fine. Very sad. Almond croissant. The reason this is sad is because this is on the discontinued list. Everyone, okay, some of these, this is not the discontinued videos, but this was a shocker. A lot of you guys were shocked. I was shocked, but a lot of you guys were also shocked. This is so good. This is going in my club. This is going in my club. I'm just saying. This is so beautiful. It literally smells like a warm, buttery croissant with like almond extract. It's not almond, like cherry. It's beautiful. Why would they discontinue this? There's like no bakery in the upcoming catalog, you guys. What are us bakery lovers gonna do? My club is gonna be like bakery. This many bars of bakery. Okay, Snowberry. This one's so good. This went into my club last year and I'm so glad it did because it will be going back. It is so unique. It's like minty plus a tree. There's not a tree note, but it gives you the vibe of a tree note and like berries. It's so good. That is such a unique one. I don't know how they did it. Okay, the infamous maraschino sugar cookie. I bit the bullet, you guys. I warmed it. If you guys watch my melting basket, I was like hemming and hawing about if I was gonna warm this scent for no reason. Okay, on cold, I'm like on it. When I put it in, I got scent throw like really quickly. It reminded me of apple cherry strudel cherry, that type of cherry, and sugar cookie mixed together, which is fabulous. Like I totally love that. So it reminded me of those two together. And I was like, this scent is awesome. Like I got that for a couple of hours and I was like, this is great. After a couple of hours, I was like, what happened to the scent? Like It's gone. So I'm not so upset by this. Also, I think you could maybe get a similar vibe mixing apple cherry strudel and sugar cookie. Those are both going away though. I'm crying. So I don't know. A lot of people are like, I love this, and I totally got that to start off with. But by the end, I mean, like 4 hours? Are you kidding me, Sensi? And maybe I just went nose blind to it. I don't know. But yeah, it just like went away. It was so disappointing. So that was kind of a bummer. Really good to start with though. Okay. I have some Rose Girls next. I have 3 bags that aren't finished that I just worked on. I have baked zucchini bread. Worked on this for a little bit. This was a really good blender with another scent I did in here. I have frosted winterberry waffle cone. And this is kind of just like a, not winterberry apple tea, but like kind of those vibes, if you know. It's creamy berry, milky amber, French vanilla, cinnamon, and waffle cone. It's kind of like a bakery with a berry. It's kind of nice for this time of year. And then just today, I broke out some Cracklin' Birch Fluff Puffs. And this scent, I have it going in the office right now, and I did this morning as well. It's kind of like a little bit, I was nervous it was going to be like all birch, like tree. It's kind of like a hint of a little bit smoky, like the cracklin. I get the cracklin as if it's almost like a little bit, a hint of smokiness. Definitely get the tree note, but I also get a little bit of like a orange-ish type of note, but they do really, really well together. And then Fluff Puffs is a bakery scent. Yeah, it's definitely got like some type, it's definitely got the birch, but I kind of get a little bit of like a orange or something. Could just be my nose going crazy, but that's just a little bit of what I get. Okay, sweet lemon confection from Rose Girls. We only had a couple, maybe like 5 or so melters, mini melters of this left. So I threw one in my centerpiece, and then I threw some in another warmer, and I actually mixed in the baked zucchini bread because I'm not a super fan of lemon, and that was really, really good. So I really enjoyed that mixture. I did Peeps Cake. So these are kind of, some of my Rose Girls is getting to be about to the year-old mark. As you can see, these are from 1/30 of last year. So I'm kind of trying to prioritize these. Peeps Cake was literally just like a marshmallow sweet scent. It didn't do a whole lot for me. I kind of was using it as a mixer. And then whipped cream. This one, I went back and forth with. Like some points I was like, I hate this. Some points I was like, I love this. And it kind of ended up not on the loving it side. So I don't know. It could have been just like, I should have used it up right away when I was in the love it mode, but I waited too long. Okay, then the rest of these were little samples. So I have coconut clothes on the line. I'm trying to use up this clothes on the line sampler. It's literally all laundry. Like they all smell like straight up laundry, which is great, but I'm trying to work through it. Peppermint swizzle sticks. This was a peppermint scent that was lovely because Jenny does peppermint so good. Harvest Bake Sale Noel. This one I also love. This one is so good. The bag smells like nothing, but I have another bag of it. This one was like a deluxe sampler. I got it in my Big Kahuna box. It was like more than the 4 shapes she gives as like a sample. It was maybe like 6 or 8. It was like a deluxe type of sample that I got in there. So I liked those. Okay, Walmart wax. Let's chat about it. I have one that I only used 2 little pieces of. It's salted caramel butter. Oh, salted caramel and vanilla bean from Better Homes and Gardens. This is the clams that are like so thick. There's like a lot of wax to break. It's like a really thick piece to break in half, so they're kind of hard. I think they are fixing that, or they have already fixed it or something. I think it's better now, but I bought these in February. This It is so good. This is straight up vanilla caramel. I have another clam of this, and I have this clam. I don't know if it's available right now. I try to not go down this aisle at all costs, but this is a really good one. Okay, finished up festival vibes. This, it says it says Sunset Berry Bliss. This kind of gives me like the Monstropolis vibes from Scentsy. It's really good. I think this is typically available in the fall winter, but it's a good one. And then I finished up one of my favorites, Sensational's Pumpkin Apple Muffin. I think I finished this easily 3 weeks ago. Long time ago. This is so good. But I don't know if I will repurchase this in the near future because I need to work on using stuff up. But if I had none and I was like, oh my gosh, I need one to melt today, I would definitely check this out because I love this one. It's so good. It's so, so good. If that's like up your alley and you buy that wax, like get that one. It's so good. So I have it in the value pack. Okay, 2 soaps to talk about. I have Life is Gourd Coconut Pumpkin Latte. The notes on this were coconut cream, whipped pumpkin, warm praline. I didn't love this. I honestly more so bought it for this situation than, I mean, I think I got it online so I didn't smell it before I got it, but the packaging was more for me than the smell. It was almost like too sweet, like too sickeningly sweet. One of my favorite hand soaps is Pumpkin Cupcake. And this had a little like see-through window, as you can see. Yeah, so the soap was orange, and so you could like see it through here. It was really cool. And it's still cute how it's like still kind of orange. I don't know how they did that because it's like not orange back here. I don't know. That's cool. I really liked this one. It's baked pumpkin, whipped vanilla, frosting, and golden honey. Classic. Can't go wrong with pumpkin cupcake. It, for me, that one does better in like that than the home fragrance. So I like to use it in hand soap instead. 2 wallflowers. Way past their time. Pumpkin apple, classic. And then Thanksgiving. This one wasn't available this year and it has some left. I'll probably dump that out and repurpose it. This to me, it's juicy red apple, gooey caramel, and praline pieces. I realized this year when I plugged this in, this kind of reminds me of sweet plum pastry. So if you can get your hands on this and not sweet plum pastry, I would recommend doing so. Just saying. This one, I already took the wick out and tried to dump out as much as possible. So you can just like get a plier. Twisting the wrong way. You can just get a little like plier and literally like pull these wicks out. You just like pull. They just snap right out and pull them all the way out. And then you can just dump the rest of this liquid out. You can put it in like a reed diffuser or like, I don't know, do what you want with it. Just saying. Just saying. Because I'm getting a lot of wallflowers that are getting like a nasty wick. Like the wick is breaking and disintegrating that I can't like shove it into the wallflower. I'm not impressed with that. I'm not impressed. I am somebody who likes to move my wallflowers around, so I unscrew them a lot and rescrew them into new wallflowers. And it's making it increasingly difficult to do that. Finished a Boardwalk Taffy hand cream. I liked this scent. It was just like I was using it in December and I was like, okay, I just need to use that up because I was like, it's way past when I should be using this. Like it's winter time. That's a summer scent. I like that scent. And not as much as I like Boardwalk marshmallow clouds. So, okay, I finished up pumpkin cinnamon bun in the crock. You can't see it here, but one of the last times burning this, it got so messy. It got so messy. Also, look at this situation that happened in the crock. There's like these oils. Can you see this? Like, look at those oils on the side. Like, what is that residue? Those are on automatic timers, so that's why they just turned off. What the heck? I swear that was not there before I put in the crock, so I don't know what happened there. But like, look at that bottom. I think that's all this that like sink to the bottom. Ugh. Yeah, it was dirty before I put it in the crock, and I was like, what happened here? Like, I don't know why it got that way. I really don't. Okay, let's talk about some other ones that I did. So for the month of December, I worked on a little bit of 'Tis the Season. This one has some crazy wicks going on. I didn't get too far into it. I kind of lit it up like right at the end of December, just because I was like, oh, I just want to do this like one time or two times just to get my fix in for the year. This one I bought in like November or December, so I didn't feel too bad about it. This one's from last candle day, so I tried to work on it a good amount. It's Winter Candy Apple. I worked on it a decent amount. I'll probably next year, I could easily finish it, either burning or via crock. This one, the wicks are kind of far apart. Also, I feel like this one's kind of loose in its container. And we have a little bit of like smudgy down here. But otherwise, this one did really well for me. It always like pulled out no problem, probably because the wicks are so far apart. But yeah, this one is from 2020 Candle Day. So I'm definitely next year, I need to get a move on it. And since I don't want to end on a low note, I'm going to talk about this one next. It's Fall Festival. This one is from this year. It's fresh pumpkin, spice cinnamon, sweet maple, almond butter. I burned this. First of all, the wicks are so tiny. I trimmed these wicks before I did it. I can't get my gist down of like when's a good time to trim the wicks and when's not, because sometimes when I do, I have great success. Sometimes when I do, I get this. But this isn't what concerns me. It's the smell. On cold, it doesn't really bother me. When it was going, I literally was like, I need this to pull all the way out so I can put it out. Like, it was like choking me. I was just like, I don't like this scent. I don't know if it was the maple. It was something in here. And I don't get it on cold. It was only when it was going. So maybe it was the fact that it was burning. I don't know. But I put tin foil around it because it wasn't pulling out very well. I put tin foil around it to get it to pull out at the sides. And as soon as it hit the sides, I was like, put it out. Gotta go. So I don't know what my story is going to be with this one. I'll probably give it a retry in early fall next year. I think it would maybe be a little better for me if I could do it. If I do it in the house, I'll probably want to do it on a day I could like open up the windows, or I'll do it in the garage or something if we're like sitting out there. It was just so strong, it was choking me. But the last thing, then I'll let you guys go and I'll try to be more regular about doing these videos. Peppermint Hot Chocolate. This one's very good. Cool peppermint, silky milk chocolate, sweet cream. Oh, it's so good. This one, it like had a small not pull out there, but it's okay. And here, it was like so close. I really like this jar. It's super cute. I don't know why, but I really like it. This one wasn't so strong when I had it going, but also I had this going on the day where my sniffer was just like a little bit off. Like on cold, I felt like I really smelled it, but I was sitting in the room and I feel like I couldn't. But then I would like, you know, leave and come back and I was like, oh yeah, I can smell it. So I don't know, kind of like with the walnut raisin muffin, I was like, I could tell it was going, but I wasn't getting the full effect. So I feel like I'm getting a little bit better with that. I think my sinuses were just so clogged that it was just like, things were a little bit questionable. I could smell them, but it wasn't their full potential. You know what I mean? So I'm probably going to continue to work on this one during the month of January, just because for me, I feel like January is a good month to do peppermint. I know some people would say December, but in December, I'm kind of like, give me like the heavier appley type of scents. And then I want to cleanse it out in January with peppermint. I don't know why, but that's kind of my like thinking this year. So that's what I'm doing. So I'll probably continue. I'm kind of on a roll of like testing some of the candles I've bought recently, and a lot of them I have peppermint to test, which is great because it's January. So I'll probably be talking about those in some of these upcoming videos. Don't know when the next one will be because now it's kind of close to Friday when the normal Fragrance Friday goes up, but I'll be back at some point soon to give you guys another one of these videos once I get my bin worked back up. So thank you so much for watching. Promise the next video won't be as long, hopefully. But I'll probably be back soon with my thoughts on the discontinued list from Scentsy because you guys, I have so many thoughts about it. Okay, so I will not keep you any longer. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.